Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another PE live show. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everybody. Say hello as you're joining. Let me get my chat up over here so I can see everyone who's joining. We have so many new faces. Say hello, guys. We have people all around the globe. Say hello. Let me know you're here. I have you pulled up on my Facebook as well because on my phone, my Facebook over here, because I can't see everybody's name over in StreamYard. Hello, 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 everybody. I'm so happy to come in and spend a few minutes with you guys here on Wednesday. And I'm really, really excited to talk about today one thing that you guys can be doing in your business every day that takes about an hour a day that will generate more sales for you. Hi, Lon. Hi, Cindy, Jennifer. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Good to see you guys. Let me make sure I can see everyone's questions coming in. Hello, everybody. Yes, Jennifer's here too. Happy Wednesday, guys. Say hello in the comments, and I want you to drop questions too, okay? So what I want to do is I want to talk with you guys, and this is going to be pretty simple for you. I'm sharing something pretty simple today that's going to be pretty easy. You could start implementing this today, right? Like right after this live show. You could implement this while you're on the live show. Hi, Jenna. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of PE Live Show. We do this every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So if you are new here, you can expect to see my face every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern right here in the Facebook group. And for some of my repeat attenders, it's good to see you guys here. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about. We have been in conversation with so many of you guys. Hi, Carrie. We have been in conversation with so many of you guys. And part of what is coming up kind of over and over and over again is you guys are feeling overwhelmed. You guys are tired. You're exhausted. And you feel like you're doing all the things. You feel like you're checking a lot of boxes. You're doing a lot of things. There's a lot of activity. But a lot of you, 98% of you, in fact, have told us you're not generating enough clients in sales, okay? Drop some love in the comments if you're here. And there is no judgment. This is why you're here. This is what this group is for, right? Drop love in the comments and let us know if your biggest challenge right now in your business, or the thing that you want the most, the thing that you're ready for, is you want more leads and you want more paying clients. More clients, more sales, right? I think we all do. Okay, so what I want to do in talking with you guys, I want to share, how are we going to do that, right? Maybe you're a mom. I know some of you guys are fellow moms. I am too. I know that a lot of you guys work a 9-to-5 job, right? You're still in the job. You're doing the hustle on the side. Totally get it. We have a lot of clients who work the 9-to-5, right? While they're building their business on the side. So what you come up against is there's all these things that need to get done. There's all these things that I need to do to generate new clients and to generate new sales. How the heck do I do all this? On top of raising kids or working your job, right? Or handling your other obligations. Like, how do you manage it all in a day? How do you get it all done in a day? Okay, this is what I want to talk about. I'm just checking comments and stuff, and I will, if you guys want to drop questions. Yeah, Lon says yes and yes. Jennifer says yes clients, yes sales, right? Okay, that's why you're here. So let's talk about this. I'm going to actually give you the thing. I'm going to give you the thing, the one thing. Carrie said, I'm in the process of launching my business and I need to get good strategy to work with. Work full-time and a full-time mom. There you go. So Carrie, you are 98% of my clients. That is their situation as well. They are working jobs, and many of them are mothers, and they're also building a business on the side. Now, if I share really quickly, if I can with you guys, just real quick. When I first started my entrepreneur journey, I lived on welfare. I lived in subsidized housing, collecting food stamps. Like straight up, I was on welfare. I was a single mom of a little boy, okay? And so for me, when I started this journey, I had a toddler running around the house. I was taking care of a baby, and I didn't have a whole lot of time, right? And what I'm going to share with you guys today, this is what I did back then to start my business, and it's what I do today. Well, it's what my team does today to generate quick, easy sales, new clients and new sales every day. Okay. Who's ready? Because I'm just going to give you the thing and then we'll talk about it because I know you're going to have some questions. Drop a 1 in the comments if you guys are ready for the one thing. I'm going to give you the one thing right off the bat so that we can dive into some Q&A today. Okay. So drop a 1. Yet Lon said, I'm with you, Carrie. Okay, so we have lots of full-time moms. We have full-time moms. We have full-time 9-to-5ers trying to build the business. Yeah, Carrie said, I love that. My team does it. But that's the simplicity, Carrie, that I want you to take home right there. I used to do it for many, many years. And now my team does it. But, same thing. It is still the same thing every day, right? All right, we're getting all the ones. So let's go ahead and give it to you guys. The number one thing that I want every one of you doing every single day in your business. It's like the first thing that you're going to do when you rise in the morning, like after you take care of yourself in your business, the very first thing that you're going to do, conversations. I want you guys networking and starting conversations. Sounds easy, doesn't it? It sounds easy, but many of you struggle with this. Many of you have a really hard time with, where do I find my people? How do I start a conversation? How do I move conversations from one thing to another, right? There's a whole list of questions that come up whenever I tell my clients, go have conversations, go network, and go get into conversations. So let's break this down a little. Yeah, Carrie said, no, it's not easy. It's definitely not. It's simple, but it's not easy, right? Because there's a list of questions. Where do you find your people? How do you start those conversations? In what way do you have the conversations, right? And how do you move them? Do you just sit in the DMs all day? Nobody's got time for that. Here's what I want to tell you. In 1 hour a day, guys, 1 hour. Everybody has an hour a day. In 1 hour a day, you can begin to collect hundreds of leads and hundreds of conversations that equal thousands of dollars worth of sales, new clients. Okay, in an hour a day. Now, is that all you need to work in your business, 1 hour a day? Of course not. But in an hour a day, you can book new clients and new sales, and you can begin to create the money to replace your 9-to-5 job. Okay? Yes, we'll get to questions just a second. So what I want you guys to understand, there's a lot of gurus out there. Okay. There's a lot of gurus. And from what you guys have told us, you've been told you have to create a lot of content, that you need to have professional photos. You need a website. You should have a freebie, and then you need a funnel, and you should have a webinar, and you should have email sequences. You need an email system. You need all these things. You need to be on all the platforms, right? And what's happening is when you guys come to us and you're like, simplify. How do we simplify this? Because this is exhausting. The very first thing I tell you guys to do is stop doing all of that. Here's what I want you guys to hear. 80% of your efforts produce 20% of your results. Can someone put that in the chat? 80% of your efforts produce 20% of your results. That's a stat. So if we look at the 80%, what are you doing 80% of the time? Does anyone want to drop in the comments? Anyone want to share in the comment? If you look at your day, each day, what do you think about 80% of your time is spent doing? And be honest, right? Because it's the only way we can help you. But honestly, type in the chat, what do you think about 80% of the time you spend your time doing? Is it creating content? Is it scrolling Facebook? Is it watching videos? Is it looking at people's PDFs, downloading PDFs? Is it like, what are you doing? Are you on TikTok? Are you playing on Instagram? Are you creating things in Canva? Are you setting up technology? Are you building a website? Are you building sales pages? Are you mapping out a year's worth of content? What do you think 80% of your days typically are spent doing? 80% of that time. Okay, awesome. We got some brave girls here, some brave ladies. Carrie said content creation and procrastination. Totally. That was me, Carrie. 100%. Totally get that. Anybody else? Let's see. Yep. 80% of your efforts produce 20% of your results. So imagine if you took the 80% that you're doing now. So Carrie, let's just use you. And I'm going to use you because you actually answered first. So props to that. So Carrie, imagine if I took away that 80% from you. And we took away the 80% of the content creation, the procrastination, thinking about things. We took all that away. And imagine if I gave you 80%, right, of just an hour, a minimum of an hour a day, networking and building conversations. Imagine, here's what it would do. Carrie, you would actually you would not lose any traction in your business by me taking that 80% away. And you would gain probably 20 hours a week. So think about that, you guys. Think about that. If I took away 80% of what you're doing, or if you took it away, right? You wouldn't actually lose any traction in your business and you would gain 20 hours a week, right? Let's see, what else do we have here, guys? Lon says researching. I used to do that. So 80% of your time is spent researching stuff. If we took that 80%, Lon, away from you, you would not lose any traction in your business whatsoever. And you would gain probably 20 or more hours per week back into your business. Let's see. Why can't I see the name of this one? Let me just peek again. Give me one sec. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay. Jara said, I spend most of the time with content. Second is connecting to people, but I'm not sure where to find my client. I find so many people who want my help and service, but most of them can't pay. Oh, that's a whole nother conversation, right? Okay, so listen. Okay, so you said most of your time is content, and then second is connecting with people. The connecting with people is great. That is networking. So if we took away the content piece, right, you're not losing traction, and you're probably going to gain some hours per week. So here's what I want you guys to hear. A lot of you guys, from the conversations we've been having, and this was our experience, I had the same experience, so I get it. A lot of what you guys are doing in where you feel like you don't have enough time in the day to actually get results, right? You feel like I'm busy, I'm taking care of the kids, I'm working. And then when I'm working in the business, there's 5 million things that I have to do. I have to create and do and research, and I'm thinking, and I'm not sure, right? The problem is that 80% of the things that you are doing in your business are not money producing activities. So if you took them away, you're not hurting your business, right? You're not hurting your business. You're not losing momentum because they don't create momentum to begin with, right? And you're freeing up your time. So now you have time to put towards money-making activities. So here's what I want you guys to understand. I have 24 hours in a day. You have 24 hours in a day. Tony Robbins has 24 hours in a day. Oprah Winfrey has 24 hours, right? We all know we all have the same amount of time in a day. But what are you doing with that time? So my clients who are working, they're full-time 9-to-5ers, they're full-time moms, they are using this hour every day in between 20-minute increments. You don't need to sit down for a whole hour at a time, guys. You can do 20 or 30-minute times. And in fact, that's what I teach my clients to do. We call it time blocking. Block your time into 20 or 30-minute increments where you know you have a dedicated 20 to 30 minutes to focus on this one activity, right? And then go get your butts in Facebook groups where you think your audience might be. And I'm going to tell you the thing with this, guys, it's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks for you to start seeing massive traction. Most of my clients tell me in about 2 to 3 weeks, they get a flood. So at first it's like quiet, but then all of a sudden there's like a flood of friend requests, DMs, people asking to join their Facebook groups. Like all of a sudden they start getting traction, right? It's what we call like momentum, right? They start to see their effort over the past few weeks start paying off, right? And so if you do that, you're going to create conversations with people. And the only way to get sales is to create conversations with people because people buy from people. People are not buying on your website. They're not buying because you put out a lot of content. They're not buying because you work really hard, right? They're buying because they know, like, and trust you, and they like what you have to offer. But here's the other side of the conversation piece. So many of you are newer and you're trying to, or transitioning, and you're trying to find your voice. You're trying to be visible. You're trying to be heard. You're trying to be seen. Getting into conversations with people, and I'm not talking about selling to people. I'm talking about conversation, like you would if you were going on like a speed dating site, right? Like you're going to sit down and you have 5 minutes with each person and you're going to talk. What are you going to do? Are you going to go sit right down and say, listen, I have 5 kids. Do you want to marry me? No way. You're going to be like, what do you do for a living, right? Like, where do you come from? What do you do? What is your favorite hobby? What is your favorite color? You're going to ask questions, right? And they're going to ask them back, and you guys are going to fire questions back and forth. In my company, we call it the ping pong effect. I ask you a question and you answer and ask me one. I ask you one and we go back and forth. Does this mean you're sitting in the DMs all day? No. We actually move our DM conversations in a matter of minutes. It's about just getting people to know you exist, that you're here, and that you have a message to share, and that you do awesome work, right? And that you're passionate about something. And part of having those conversations, you guys, is what's going to give you clarity on who do you serve? Why do you do what you do, right? What do you do? What is the transformation of that work that you do? Many of you that we've talked to, you have a hard time saying that. I actually put a few of you on the spot, right? And I said, if I asked you, could you jump on video with me right now? Could any of you get on video with me right now and sell me? If I say, hey, tell me what you do, how could you help me? Could any of you in 5 minutes or less sell me? A lot of you were like, oh my God, please don't. I'm still figuring out my language. I'm still figuring out who it is. I don't quite know how to talk about the transformation of my work yet, right? And I'm not 100% sold on who my real true client is yet. So the thing that you need to be doing to solve that, guys, is conversations. That's the practice. People ask me all the time, how did you get good at sales? And I'm going to tell you guys, it's not by reading a book. It wasn't by doing funnels. It wasn't by Facebook ads. It wasn't from setting up, email sequences or technology or websites. And it definitely was not from buying courses. I got good at selling through doing it. And I'm going to tell you, I had a lot of rejection and a lot of objection. And that is how I got so good at doing it. You really have to put your fear aside and all of the kind of overthinking and complicating things. Just get into just genuine conversation, no hidden agenda. Meaning that we're not trying to bait and switch. We're not getting in a conversation with, I'm going to talk to you, but I want to know if you're a client. We're just having conversation. People need to know you exist. Then they need to like you, feel like they're getting to know you. Then they need to trust you. It's a process. It doesn't take long, but it still needs to happen, right? It can happen quick, but it has to happen. The fastest way to do that, get in a conversation with them. Start a conversation. Get to know them. Ask them questions about their business or their life, depending on what your niche is, right? Ask them questions about that. What are their goals this year? What are they excited about? What big fun projects are they working on, right? What is in their way? What have they tried to, what have they done or been trying to solve that problem but haven't been able to yet? What does that look like for them, right? Provide them a free resource. Tag them in your free content. Tag them in your podcast. Tag them in a live show, right? This live show right here, we will tag so many of the people that join this Facebook group as they come in and say, I'm struggling with how to prioritize my time. How do I spend the very little bit of time that I have to get clients? How do I do that? We would tag them in this video. We would say, I have a perfect video for you. And we would tag them in this piece. Then they're going to watch this. We're going to follow up. They're going to come back and say, oh my God, that was amazing. And we're going to say, awesome. I'm so glad it was helpful. What was your biggest takeaway? And what do you need now? What can we help you with? And maybe it's another free piece of content, or maybe they're ready to talk about working with us. Right? So what I want you guys to do is understand that sales page isn't going to get you a client today. That website's not going to get you a paying client by the end of the day. These are not activities that put money in the bank, right? The way that you're going to put money in the bank is you've got to conversate with people. You have to talk and get to know the people that you're asking to buy from you, right? They're not going to invest otherwise. Right? Not very much anyway. You might get a sale here and there, but who wants a sale here and there, right? You want a steady flow. We talked to you in the exact language you guys told us. I want a steady flow of ideal clients. This is how you do it. And here's the beauty of it. Once you get this down and you start generating revenue, give this to your team, right? If you guys are in my Facebook group, I don't know where you're streaming this, but if you're in our free Facebook group, you know Sydney. Sydney's our community manager. She's your concierge inside of our free Facebook group. Sydney does this now for us. But I used to do it before, right? So what I want you guys to understand is the principle, the strategy is the same. You're doing the same things for years to come. It might just not be you doing it, or it might look a little different later, right? But the entire goal, guys, here that I want you to understand, to generate more clients and to generate more leads, you need to get into conversations. People need to know that you exist, right? Carrie's here. Lon is here, right? Let me see. I can't see all the names. Let me look over here. John is here. Let me see. I hate Facebook sometimes when it doesn't show me all your guys' stuff. We have all kinds of questions and stuff. Okay, give me a minute, guys, because I'm going to go through the questions too. Okay, you have a question about groups. Give me a sec. I'm going to tell you about that. But what I want you to understand is people need to know you exist. That has to happen before they're going to buy from you, right? So we want you getting into conversations. We want you to go network. Many of you, it's going to be Facebook groups, but maybe it's LinkedIn. Maybe it's Instagram. Maybe it's TikTok, Clubhouse. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? But what I'm going to tell you is you can do this in an hour a day. And then once you build traction, maybe you'll go to 2 hours a day, right? Or if you want it to happen faster, you need more clients, you need more leads, maybe you'll do 2 or 3 hours a day. But you'll break it into increments of time, you guys. You don't need to sit down and work a full 1 hour block, 2 hour block. Like, split your time up, because the actions that you're taking need time to marinate anyway, right? Plus, Facebook doesn't like it when you do anything too fast. So you got to break up your time, right? So that's what I want you guys to be thinking about, okay? I want you guys thinking about the 80%, that 80%, what are you doing with it? Because I'm going to tell you, if you took away the 80% of what you're focusing on now, you won't lose any traction in your business whatsoever, and you'll gain many hours per week that you can then put on networking and having conversations, building relationships with the people who are going to be your buyers. Does that make sense? Perfect. Drop questions, guys. I know I saw some questions here. I'm going to go back up and look. I saw some questions about the Facebook group. Give me a minute. I'm going to talk about it. Yeah. Okay. Lon said you can gain content from networking with ideal clients, but where are the clients sometimes? Yes. So here's the thing. A lot of you guys are spending a lot of time creating content. Number one, you don't need a lot of content. I don't care who tells you you do. I promise you. You don't. You need a few pieces a week that are consistent and strategic. My rule of thumb is they educate your audience on what you do and why they should care at all about it, right? It should inspire them. Share your story, inspire them, show them what's possible. If you look in our free Facebook group, we educate you. So I talk about things that are the way that I do business, right? That's educating you on how Ann does business, so that you can decide if you like how Ann does business and if that's something that you might want to do in your business. So it's educating you, right? Here's the thing. I put out a post about this today. Before you get anyone to invest in you, they need to be bought in. Hear me when I say this. They have to be bought in to your methodology. They need to be bought in to the way that you do what you do before they're going to make a decision to invest. So before you can sell to them, they need to already be bought into what you do. So for an example, the people who buy and invest in my programs, I don't have to chase them and beg them and convince them, or I don't even have to sell to them. They come to us already bought in, meaning, oh my God, Ann, I've watched your stuff. I love your stuff. I listen to your podcast. I've watched your videos. I participate in your workshop. I love what you teach. I love your style. I love what you do. Everything you say is speaking to me. This is exactly what I'm missing in my business. I need this. How do I sign up for your program? They're already bought in. Where does that come from? 2 parts. Conversations is the most. The conversations that we have. But then number 2, it's the very couple of pieces of content I do per week that is very strategic. One of those is these live shows, right? The other is my podcast. We do a few pieces per week, every week, that are very strategic. And that content comes from you guys. We are listening. We are taking notes. We are writing down what you guys tell us in your entry questions, in our 2-way conversations, in the posts that we put in the Facebook group. everything that you answer and respond to or provide us feedback on, we write it down or log it, and then we use it to create all of our content. There's no thinking about our content. It's created prompto. We have enough to come up with all kinds of stuff. And then it's exactly what you guys want and need to hear, right? And then we focus on getting you guys into conversations so that we can make sure we're giving you the right pieces of content, that you're getting what you need, that you have clarity, you understand what we're teaching you, right? And we make sure we give you the answers to your questions so that you don't feel confused and overwhelmed. Okay? That's 90% of our time. That's what we're doing. If we were to look at the 80%, that's what we're doing. It's not creating content, playing in Canva, procrastinating, thinking about it, scrolling Facebook, thinking about that, procrastinating on this, resisting that. We're not creating websites. We're not creating sales page. We're not playing technology. We're not setting up webinars or funnels or emails. We're literally dishing out a few pieces of content per week that are spot on for you. And we're getting into conversations with you guys. That's 80% of my team's time and my time. Well, I also serve my clients. That's a big chunk of my time. But you guys get what I'm saying? So yes, your content can be created from your clients. It should be. It should be. Well, where do you get that? You have to go get in conversations with your people so they can give you that content, so they can answer your questions, so they can provide you with the language they're using. A lot of entrepreneurs that we talk to are skipping this. I don't want to get in conversation. I don't know where to find people. I don't know how to start a conversation. Yes, you do. We've been having conversations and telling people what we want since the day we were born. We all know how to do this. You all know when you go on a date, you have a two-way conversation and you get to know that person before you get married and have babies. You have friends, right? You have your best friend. How did that relationship start? Some kind of conversation, right? And it built over time to a friendship. That's exactly how networking online works. It's the same thing. You all have a significant other, and if you're a woman, you probably are the boss, right? So you probably make some demands, boss the kids around, boss the husband around a little bit. Come on, we all do it. How did we do that? It's a skill that we have, right? We just do it. You do know how to have conversations, and you do know how to move conversations and get what you want. Don't be ashamed of that. Use it to your advantage, okay? Because that's all you're doing online. You're just moving conversations. You're getting to know people. What you got to do is cut out the sales part, okay? And I know that seems counterintuitive, but you need to cut out the sales part. Stop trying to sell so hard, right? Stop trying to sell. And when you are out networking in groups, don't do it for the sake or with the intention of, is this an ideal client? Is this an ideal client? Ooh, would that person buy from me? Don't go in groups networking with the intention to sell. We're not selling. We're networking. It's networking, conversation, and then conversion, right? We're not just going to go in a group and see somebody in there and be like, boom, I'm going to DM you and you're going to buy from me. That's not going to happen, right? And that feels kind of nasty. There's a process, you guys. You first need to get out and network so people know you exist, right? They need to see your Facebook profile. When you're out networking in Facebook groups and you're in these groups, they see your personal profile. So what does your personal profile look like? I hope you guys have it beefed up and optimized. What does your personal profile look like? Because that's the first thing they see. They're going to see your comments and see your stuff in the groups, and they're going to click on your profile, and they're going to go visit your personal profile. Some of your guys' profiles, I go there, and I'm like, what do you do? I don't know what you do. That is why you're not getting sales. People are checking you out, but they don't understand what you do. They can't tell by looking at your profile, so they leave. But if you optimize it, they're going to click and they're going to request to join and they're going to send you a friend request and then they're going to get in your DMs. Now you're going to start a conversation. Okay. I did say this, it's simple, but it's not easy, but it's what needs to be done. Right. Let me just see what else we got. Yeah. Lon said you can say that again, not doing money making activities for the business. Yes. We cannot generate money. We can't generate new sales. We can't generate new leads, new clients, and new sales if we're not having any conversation and if we're not getting out networking. Here's what I don't want you to do. Don't sit back and wait for people to find you. Don't sit back and wait for people to come to you. I want you to get out there and go take what you deserve. Put your hat in the ring and get out there and do it, right? Imperfectly. And here's the thing, you're going to have to fail. You're going to have to fail. You're going to have to be a little rejected. You're going to have some people be like, no, I'm not interested, right? You're going to have to go through some of those feels to get to the good stuff, guys. There is no triumph without the trial. You're going to have to go through some of the yucky stuff that doesn't feel amazing to get to the stuff that feels good, right? And this boosts your confidence because as you start having these conversations, you start learning your talking points. You start getting good at like saying, oh yeah, here's what I do. I help ABC get XYZ. Or you start to say, yes, I have a program and this program does XYZ for ABC. You start getting good. Like you get your points down and you start to realize where you have room for improvement, where you could have done a better job on that, and you make some mistakes. Trust me, I have said some terrible things in the DMs. I have been yucky and pitchy before. I've signed clients that weren't ideal clients. I've offered services that I probably shouldn't have before. I've been through it all in 20 years. And I'm going to tell you, that's what makes you good. That's how you get good at your sport. You get really, really good doing what you're doing. The faster you make mistakes, the faster you guys can fail, the quicker you're going to get to the finish line. Okay? So for those of you procrastinating, you're actually prolonging it. Just get out there, fall on your face, fall on your ass, make a mistake, get rejected, hear the no, 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 no. Oh, yes, right? You're going to go through the no's to get to the yes. You're going to go through all those like yucky feels to get to the good feels. Okay? You're going to have to go through the rejection to finally get someone that says, heck yeah, sign me up. Right? And that's going to feel amazing and it's going to feel worth it. But the longer you guys push that out and prolong it, the longer it's going to take you to get there because you can't have success without failure first. You're not going to hear yes before you hear no, right? You're not going to be accepted before you get rejected. It's not going to happen. So let's get that over with, right? Let's just get that over with, get it done, get it out of the way, and build the muscle of resilience, build the muscle of confidence, understanding that when people say no to you, they are not saying no to you, they're saying no to themselves, and that's none of our business, right? None of our business. What I want you to remember is that you have a job to share your message, share your work, and let people know that you have a solution to the people who want it, because not everybody does. Even the people who need you are not going to want you, okay? Just is what it is. You have a job, though. Keep getting through those no's, and you'll get closer and closer. But sitting around, creating content and playing with funnels and setting up pages and technology and procrastinating and researching and thinking about it and writing out plans that you're never going to implement, it's unnecessary. And it's not even required. It's not even required, guys, to get clients and have sales. You don't even need to be doing those things. What you need to do is get practice talking about what you do and why you're so passionate about it and how you can help other people and why should they care? Why should they care? That's all you need to do. You don't need to create the offer. You don't need to have it all mapped out, planned out, created, put in a membership. You don't need to do any of it. You got to get good at this, what I'm doing right here. Get yourself on the mic, get yourself behind the mic and video and talk. Get yourself into DMs, put yourself in the groups, get yourself in the room and talk, right? Two-way conversation. That's what you need to do, okay? It's not just your ticket to more clients and more sales, more leads. It's your ticket to build your confidence muscle and your resilience muscle, right? I had to hear hours and hours and hours of no, your price is too much. No, right? I had to hear that so much. And then guess what? After a while, it doesn't bother you anymore. You build the muscle. But in the beginning, I cried a lot. I took it super personal. I gave up on myself for a little bit there, right? Like in and out. Trust me, when you first get rejected and you hear no and you hear objection and it's just like, it seems like it's just one after the other. What I'm going to tell you guys is it's going to feel really bad, right? And you're going to keep remembering, oh yeah, that's right. But I'm doing this for this. So I got to keep going. You have to remember, these people said no, but there's still plenty of people out there that are going to say yes and that need me. So I just got to keep going. And you're going to do it again and you're going to get rejected and you're going to hear no and people are going to have all kinds of stuff to say and you're going to cry and you're going to feel bad and you're going to second guess yourself and you're going to, maybe lay in bed for a day or two and cry and watch Netflix and beat yourself up. And then you're going to be like, all right, fine, get back in the game, right? After a little bit of being beat up, it doesn't hurt anymore. because you understand it's the process. You've built up a muscle. It's like working out. What do you think? You're going to do 5 squats and boom, we have the butt of our dreams and we look great. We're healthy. You have to do it every day. You got to keep doing it. And guess what? Your muscles are going to hurt. And your brain is going to tell you, oh, just go sit down. Never mind. Do another thing. Find another way, right? But eventually you're going to get resilience and you're going to be like, no, I'm just going to keep doing it because every day it gets easier and better. And my body's looking better. I'm going to keep doing it. Right? After a while, you don't listen to this shit between your ears. You start listening to hear and how you feel and like you know what you need to do. Right? Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. It's great value and support for me. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. Carrie said, do you start combo in groups? Many people don't like random messages. Yep. How do you move the combo to get in a friend request? Ooh, we love this question. Okay. Number 1, yes, we go into groups. And we network. Number 2, we're not DMing people randomly in the Facebook groups. No, we're not doing no random DMs. Okay? No quick pitches, no random weird DM of stocky type stuff. No. Nope. Network. We go into groups and we join conversations already happening. That's all. Every conversation doesn't need to be related to what I do. It doesn't need to be posted, or it doesn't need to be a group of people talking that are my clients, right? It just needs to be a conversation I can join. So what do? We get up in the morning, we open 3 to 5 Facebook groups, we put them on the most recent posts, and we scroll quick. What question? Oh, comment here, comment there, answer this, answer that, provide a tip here, share that, give my feedback here, drop my opinion over here. Done. Go do something else. There's your 20 minutes. Go do something else. A couple hours later, circle back around. Well, guess what's happened? People saw your stuff. They saw your comments. They clicked on your profile. They sent you some friend requests. And in those threads, people started replying back. Ooh, tell me more about that. Oh, that's awesome. When did you do that? They start asking questions. All of a sudden, there's a little chit chat happening, right? So that second 20 or 30 minutes of your day, go back around, respond, pull it into a DM. Hey, I might say, hey, Carrie, it's so good to connect with you. Listen, we're chatting over there in X group. Loving the conversation. I understand that you want to generate more clients and sales. I don't want to hog the group. Tell me more about that. You're going to tell me more. Oh my God, that's super cool. Listen, I have a free workshop coming up all about this. I could drop the link if you want, totally free. I'd love to have you. I think it'd be super powerful for you, right? And then you're going to say, yes, drop me that link. Boom, I invite you to the workshop. Or I might say, oh my God, Carrie, this is exactly like, thank you for, the question over in the group. Listen, I'm happy to share that. Here's what I think. I also have this free group. It's for people like you. This is what we're talking about. I'm going live today and I'm actually talking about this. Would you like to join the group? Totally free. I think you might get a lot from the video. You're going to say, oh my God, yes, send me the group link. Let me get in there. What time's the video? And we get you in. Now you're in my group and you're in my DMs and you sent me a friend request. See what I mean? So these add up, and it's not about going in there saying, how can I get a sale? It's not about going in. Is this an ideal client? It's not about that. Now, you're only going to get into conversations with people that look like ideal clients. But when you're in the groups networking, you're just getting eyes on your profile. The people that click on your profile to check you out, they're going to send you a friend request if they think what you do is interesting. You get to decide. Do I want to accept that friend request? I have a lot of friend requests right now, and I haven't accepted them all. Many of them we leave. We just leave or we don't accept, right? You get to choose. But we do pull conversations in from the people that comment in our stuff over in these groups if they look like an ideal client. And then we just invite them to our free workshop. We invite them to our free group so we can stay connected. We don't pitch them anything. We don't sell them anything. We're not trying to do any of that. We're just getting to know them, moving them over here so we can connect and get to know them, right? Build a relationship with them. Some of you here today, watching this right now, that's how you got here. We connected in another group and you landed over here, either through a DM conversation or you sent us a friend request or we sent you one and we connected and we got in the DM and boom, here you are. Or maybe you found us through another group and you clicked on our links on our profile and you joined our Facebook group, but you found it. Here you are. Many of you here right now, that is how we've connected, right? So, and here's the thing. We didn't pitch you. We didn't try to sell you anything. We didn't get all weird in the DMs, right? Anybody here right now who's watching this, is there anyone here who we pitched you in the DM and got all weird and awkward in the DM with you? And like, anybody here? I don't think that's happened. Yeah, so what I want you guys doing is you're networking. Just getting the visibility, commenting everywhere that you can. We have people sometimes, like a post that might say, hey, how many of you guys are managing, school at home for your kid, homeschooling? Okay, nothing to do with what I do. I'm a sales coach, nothing to do. But I also have kids and my daughter's homeschooling. So, oh yeah, me, here we are, right? I'm just commenting. It doesn't need to be related to your business. Remove the sales and just connect. Just network. If I put you in a networking event outside of your house, you would walk in and everyone's networking, right? No one's trying to pitch people. They're all networking. It's open game for everybody, right? It's open game for everybody. And then once we get into a DM, and we're only getting in the DM with people that look like ideal clients, but once we get in the DM, we're still not pitching and trying to sell. We're just, hey, tell me more about that. Hey, tell me a little bit about this. Hey, you know what? You're freaking awesome. You're a little badass. I saw you over in the group. I'd love to have you in my free Facebook group. If you're interested in joining another group of like-minded people, I think you could contribute. Would you like the link? I'd love to have you there. It's that simple, guys. It's an invitation. If they say no, so what? You didn't lose nothing. That doesn't hurt you, right? So what? There's 4 billion people on Facebook. If 20 people say no to you, who cares? If 500 say no to you, who cares? There's 4 billion people in Facebook groups, okay? And it's free. 1 hour a day. You can add 300 to 400 people to your Facebook group in 1 month. 1 hour a day doing this. It's what my clients are doing. It's what my sales team does. It's what I did prior to, okay? I've done this since the day Facebook has ever come out. The day Facebook came out, this is what I did. I didn't have a website. I didn't have a Facebook business page. Did not have a sales page. I did not have an email list. Nobody knew me. I hit the Facebook groups. I just started seeing what was going on in there, responding, answering questions, joining in conversations already happening. Boom. People started reaching out, started talking, and I started getting sales. I was like, oh, this works real well. And I can raise my baby. It doesn't take much time. Right? And then if you want to speed it up, then do 2 hours a day. I mean, really, right? There is no random, like, weird DMs, guys. We're not doing that. Yeah, Lon said, I'm tired of getting a lot of business coaches with no contact. Human connection is the way that we are going in the online space, guys. Yeah, people want to connect. Yeah, the random DM. Okay, Carrie, that sounds good. Okay, you guys are getting this. Carrie said, I have my first ever clarity call on Friday. Yay! I'm expecting a no, as I believe it's only my first and I'm learning. So, Carrie, I wouldn't expect a no. I want you to be like, I'm the best at what I do. If this person really wants this help, if they really want to solve their problem, I'm the best at what I do. Right? You're not the best in the world. You're the best at what you do. Right? You have to believe that. But even if they say no, they're not saying no to you. So it's good. It's okay. You got some practice, moving on. But I wouldn't go into it expecting a no. Okay? Just a little mindset shift there for you. Yeah, random DM. Let's see. What else we got here in the comments? Yeah, I mean, Lon, if your ideal clients aren't coaches, I would go in different groups. But if they are, it's fine. Here's what I want you guys to remember. One of my mentors, Suzanne Evans, says this all the time. I love her. But be the change. Be the change you want to see. So if you see people doing things where you're like, yuck, why don't you come back and do it differently so that you can start showing people, right, that this isn't yucky. So for example, many of you think sales feels yucky. I don't. So instead of me saying, oh, sales feels yucky, that's too bad, I am trying to change that for you. I'm here trying to show you, no, it doesn't have to feel that way. It doesn't have to feel that way at all, actually. And if it does feel that way, you're doing it wrong. So if people are DMing you and they're quick pitching you and they're being all weird and awkward and you're just like, oh, then I want you to make it your mission to get in the DMs and get into conversations and do the exact opposite of what they're doing. Show people that DMs are no different than a Facebook ad or an email. or a social post or a sales conversation. It's just another way to do it. It's another way to have a conversation. What I like about the DM, it's the next best thing than a sales call. It's the next best thing because you're literally taking your time to connect with that person. You can't get much more personal than that other than getting on the phone with them or being in person, right? I think DMs are better than an email. I think two-way DM conversations is better than a funnel or an ad or anything else because of the connection. Okay? You have to just change the way you think about this stuff. Okay? If you're going into it thinking about it in a negative way, you're going to have a negative experience. Okay? Yes, you're very welcome on. Who asked me that question? Hold on. I'm going to answer that about the Facebook group. Let me look. Oh, okay, Jara. How important is it to have my own Facebook group? Maybe I'm biased. I think it is absolutely critical if you are using Facebook to generate clients, to generate leads, to get sales, to give value. You need a Facebook group. Facebook is actually pivoting into a group platform anyway. You notice a lot of the stuff in your newsfeed is Facebook groups. It's because it's transitioning, because people in their market research, Facebook has found that people spend most of their time and enjoy their time mostly on Facebook in groups. People want co-creation, collaboration, community. They want human connection, two-way conversation now more than ever. So if you are using Facebook to build your audience, to get sales, to show up and give value and build relationships, you need a Facebook group. Okay. Plus, it's your space. You control what goes on in there, who comes in, who goes out, what's being said, the energy, the vibe, and you get to position yourself as an expert. So people coming there are coming there to learn what you teach from you, right? So it's a great way to position yourself. Yeah. Carrie said, I love sales. I've been in sales all my life, but now it's me selling myself and my offer. Actually, Carrie, so we're not selling ourselves. No, we're not. No one's buying me, right? And actually, no one's buying my offer. No one is buying you and nobody's buying your offer. They are buying the transformation and the results from what you do together. I say this all the time to my clients. You did not buy my program. You did not invest in me. You invest in yourself. You're not investing in me. Just like when you say no, you're not saying no to me. You're saying no to you. That's why it doesn't bother me. You're not saying no to me. You're saying no to you, right? If you say you need to generate more leads and more clients and you need to get better at selling and I tell you I can help you do that and you say no, you're not saying no to me. You're saying no to yourself. And that is not my business. So it doesn't bother me. You're not saying no to me. You're not buying me. You're not investing in me. You're investing in yourself. You're not buying my program. You're not buying sessions with me. You're buying the results and transformation from those things. This is a huge shift that people in today's space have to have. You've got to shift out of this. I'm selling me and I'm selling my program and my offer and me and me and me. It's not about you. We're not selling you. No one's buying you. And they're not investing in you. They're investing in themselves through you. And they're investing in the transformation from the work you do together, not the actual things you do, right? If you buy a plane ticket to go to Disney World, just an example, are you buying the plane? Are you buying the seat on the plane? Are you buying Disney World? Are you buying the rides? Are you buying the hotel? No. You're buying the experience. You're making that investment because you want that transformation. You want to go to Disney and you want to have a good time and you want to have a specific experience. You have a vision of what that's going to look like and what it's going to be like. You're going to be out in the sun. You're going to go on the rides. Your kids are going to be laughing. You're going to have vacation. You're going to eat good food, right? You're going to go to the beach. That's what you're buying. That. You're not buying the plane, the seat, the hotel. You're not even buying the trip. It's the experience and the transformation from it. Carrie said, best advice ever. Yeah. So what we need to do is understand what sales is. When you go to your grocery store and you buy food, you're not buying the grocery store. In fact, you're not even buying the food. You're buying the nourishment and the experience of having that certain food, right? When you think about, oh my God, I'm going to go to the store and buy apples. You're not buying the apple. You're buying the nutrients and you're buying the experience of whatever you feel like when you eat that apple, right? You're not buying the grocery store. You're not buying the bags they put the food in, right? And the grocery store owner, they don't feel bad that you spent $300 or $5,000 or $2. They don't care, right? They're not attached. That's your business. That's your business. It has nothing to do with anybody else. So one of the biggest things that I want you guys to understand about sales is that you are literally selling a solution to people who want that solution. There's nothing more, nothing less. You are not selling yourself. You are not selling your soul. You're not selling your knowledge. You're not selling your offer. You're not selling the sessions. You are not selling your time. They're not investing in any of that. They don't even care, right? I've been in business for over 20 years doing high ticket selling for myself, for David Nagel, Gina DeVee. I mean, I could go on and on. Kim Luna, Amanda Goldman Petrie. I could go on and on. I've been doing 7-figure high ticket sales for so many years. I've never, ever had anybody in my own business or any of theirs ever come to me and say, how long have you been doing this? What is your education? What is your experience? What qualifies you as a high ticket closer or whatever? What qualifies you to teach? I've never had anyone ask me. You know why? Because I'm so good at talking about the transformation of my work. I can tell you what you'll get in experience in my program if you bet on yourself and you go all in and you do the work and you follow what we teach you. Well, then you'll win. You'll get whatever you want out of it. You'll get whatever you put in. You'll get whatever the experiences you want to have, you'll have it. I'm so good at talking about that and also talking about what makes me so different. And I do thrive on making myself different. I never want to sound like anybody. I don't want to teach what other people are teaching. I don't want to do it like other people are doing it. I am literally zigging while everybody is zagging. There's so many coaches out there right now. They say the same thing. I hear the same thing. I see the lives pop up and I'm like, oh, let's check it out. Same thing every other coach is saying. You're teaching the same thing. You're saying the same thing. You're doing the same thing. You're offering the same thing. Why? Why are we doing that? My mission is to be completely opposite of all of that. I'm going to zig while everybody else is zagging. I do business my way. I stay true to myself. I teach what I'm good at. I teach what I love, which is sales, high ticket selling, social selling, right? That's what I do, right? And so what I think is really, really important for you guys is to get into conversations and practice, because if some of you are newer, you might have trouble talking about that and saying that out loud. Practice. I used to practice with my husband. I used to have my daughter ask me, Mom, what do you do? Because I feel like when someone asks me a question, I just get intuitive and I can answer it better than trying to think about it. Have people ask you. Have close family where you feel trust, or friends or colleagues, and say, hey, interview me a little bit. Ask me some questions. And then get in conversations in the groups and just network. Don't try to sell because you're putting this unnecessary pressure. Just have conversations and let them ask you questions and you ask them. And through doing this, you guys are going to get really confident at talking about what you do. And if you're confused about what you do, you're going to get the clarity by doing that. You're going to get clear because you're going to quickly realize what you don't want to do, what you're not good at, and where you're making mistakes so that you can get better. Sarah, can you tell me what you want an example of? You said, can you give an example, please? Can you give me? Yeah, Lon loves the analogies. Oh, I'm really good at doing analogies, right? Let me give you guys another one for like summing up your niche, although you don't really need to niche. Again, you need to worry about being able to talk about what you do, why you do it, why anyone should care, right? So what I want you to think about, if you were trying to lose weight and get into a wedding dress, let's say you're getting married in 6 months, you've gained some weight after having babies, and what you want to do is get back to a specific weight so you could get in that dream dress. It's the dress you envisioned yourself in since you were a little girl. If I came up to you and said, oh, I can help you with that. I can come up with a meal plan, a diet plan, a grocery list. We'll work on your mindset. We'll help you lose weight. We'll get you a nice routine and exercise and blah, 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 right? And then let's say the other coach comes in and says, I can help you get into your dream wedding dress in 30 days or less, or 60 days or less. Who would you buy from? Number two, right? She didn't go into why and how and blah, 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 blah. But she hit the money right there, right? I'll help you get in that dream wedding dress in 60 days or less. And honestly, you don't give a shit how. Put me in that wedding dress in 60 days or less. I'm in, right? She literally just spoke to you. So for some of you guys, you're just being too confused and you're trying to literally tell everybody you could do a million things. And I just want you to get better at talking about this specific thing. And I'm telling you, that simple like that is going to sell so much easier than I can help you with, and there's like a laundry list, right? Nobody can get through it. Right. Yeah, Hillary said so true. Yeah. All right, Sarah said, that is the struggle I'm having. I am the best at reprogramming the subconscious. I am a spiritual alignment coach, and I want to help women see that they have a soul-aligned business inside of them. I use organic marketing. It's perfect. So, Sarah, really, I mean, at the end of the day, what'd you say? I just began November 20th. Wow. Okay, cool. I get hard on myself because I have found my first client. Okay. So I think here's what's important. What I want, well, for you, Sarah, but for anybody else too. Okay, I want you guys to be thinking about, I could give you a little exercise, but what I want you guys thinking about is I want you guys to, you have not found your first client. Okay, Sarah, gotcha. What I want you guys to do, well, here's the first thing I want you to remember. Number one, nobody owes us anything. Okay? Someone write it in the comments. There's no instant gratification in business. I know that sucks, guys. I know it sucks. Some of you guys are working so hard, and I get it, right? It sucks. But we don't always just get what we want because we're working hard or because we're doing the things, okay? It starts here between the ears first, because a lot of the times you're receiving and getting and experiencing what you're thinking up here. If you think things like, oh, it's so hard to get sales. It's so hard to find clients. It's so hard to do this. It's so hard to do that. I don't have time for this. I don't have time. You have to stop saying that. Instead, it's, what can I do next to do this? How can I make this happen? You have to change what you're thinking up here, because everything that you're saying, you're going to get. Everything you're thinking, you're going to feel it, and then you're going to get it. Stop doing that, right? Instead, be like, oh my God, there's 4 freaking billion people on Facebook. They're in groups and they're free. Oh my God. I literally can go on today and talk to hundreds of people and generate tons of conversations and get so good at talking about what I do and meet so many people and have so many connections and probably collaboration opportunities. This is amazing. Who gets to do this? This is phenomenal. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to do it every day. How about that? Do you think you would get a different outcome if you carried that energy and that mentality in the things that you're doing versus, oh God, every day, blah, this sucks? Guys, it all starts here. This is not everything. I promise you. I lived on welfare and I got clients. This is not everything, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's a huge part. It's a huge part in the experience that you're having, the way that it feels. Okay. All right. Let me go back to Sarah's question now. In terms of talking about what you do, here's a little exercise I want to give you for the sake of your time, because we're at the top of the hour and I know you guys have been here and I love it. Thank you so much for being here. But I don't want to take up too much of your day because I want you to go do the networking. That's what I want you to go do. And then I want you to come back in the free Facebook group and tell me and tell Sydney and tell everybody in the group how freaking amazing it was and how awesome it was and all these new people you connected with and you got a chance and an opportunity to talk and get some clarity. That's what I want you guys to do. So what I want you to do is a little exercise. If you're feeling like you're struggling with maybe talking about what you do and why people should care and how it makes it, how you are different or how you do it that's different than other people. So what I want you guys to do is a little exercise. I want you to take out a piece of paper and I want you to do a brain dump. Write down every benefit. Just do a brain dump. Don't overthink it. Every benefit of working with you. Write out all the things they're going to get and see and do and be and feel and whatever. Just do like a brain dump. Flip the paper around or grab another piece of paper. And then I want you to write, what is the benefit of each one of those benefits? So if you put, they lose weight, they're going to lose weight if they work with me. Great. What is the benefit of losing weight? If you say they're going to get healthier by working with me. Great. What is the benefit of getting healthier? They're going to make more money. Great. What's the benefit of making more money? take it further. Take out another piece of paper or flip it around and then do one more time. What are the benefits of each of those benefits? In my program, we call this the benefits of the benefits of the benefits. Here's what I want you to know. That last list, and you could go and go and go as far as you want, but that last third list, those are your selling points. Because the first list you do is going to be too broad. They lose weight. They're happy. They're going to feel so fulfilled. They're going to love life. They're going to be passionate. Oh my gosh. No, nobody's buying that. But once you start breaking those down into specific outcomes, bingo, you now have the things. And then you can take that to the market, test it, play with it, ask some questions around it, put out some content around it, do some lives around it, do some things around it, and then see what happens when they come back. What is the response people are telling you? Do they feel it? Are they connecting with it? Do they get it? Are they resonating? Are they connecting dots? Or are they coming back like, no, I don't really feel that. This is the market research piece, right? But through it all, you're getting clearer, right? So that's one thing that I want you guys to do is that little tiny exercise. I'm telling you, it's going to change the game. The other piece, guys, of you standing out against however many other people do what you do. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You are not the inventor of what you do. Swallow that for a second. You are not the inventor of, I'm not the inventor of sales or high ticket sales. I'm not the inventor. You are not the inventor of what you do, but you are the inventor of the way in which you do what you do. That means, yes, you have competition. And here's the thing, you should. Competition is good. That means there's a buy-in market. Fabulous. That's what we need, right? That's good. Here's the thing. Yes, there's going to be many, many people who do what you do, but nobody's going to do it the way that you do it. And this is why I don't want you guys to just copy what other people are doing. I don't want you to do that because you're not standing out. You're blending in. You're saying what everyone else is already saying. You're teaching what everybody else is already teaching, right? Find your quirkiness, find your uniqueness, find your story, find something unique and special about you and about the way that you work with your clients, right? So an example for me, just to give you guys a few things to kind of go up on. Most coaches out there are going to teach you automation, funnels, courses, Facebook ads, sequences, pages, all this stuff, technology, all this complicated stuff. 100%, I don't teach you any of that. I teach you how to build lifelong relationships, human connection, and having conversations. Human to human, because that's what we do. People buy from people. So I teach that. That would be one way that I teach. I'm also very straightforward. I will hurt your feelings if it means that I'm going to get something through to you that is going to change your life. If it means that that is just the truth and I'm going to say it, boom. It might hurt your feelings. You might not like it. That's okay. I am never going to beat around the bush. I will straight up forward tell you exactly like it is. If you are a client of mine, I will tell you, get your butt out of bed and go do what you got to do. You got this. Come back and report to me. Tell me what you need from me. You got this. Get out there and hold your head up and get it done. Right? It's not for everybody, but it's something about me. So I don't want to be like everybody. Right? I'm going to be who I am. My personality is I'm a straight shooter. If it hurts your feelings, it hurts your feelings, but you can always know that what I say is the truth. So that's another thing that's different. Here's the other thing. I don't sell you sexy shit. I'm not going to sell you something that's going to put millions of dollars in my bank and not do shit for you. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to sell you things that I know are going to get you a transformation if you show up and do the work. Because I'm about simplicity, right? Another thing about me, I cuss from time to time. 100%, right? If you don't like that, I'm probably not your gal, for sure. I definitely cuss, right? And another thing is I teach you how to look at things from a long-term standpoint. You might have to do some things now, but I want you to have long-term success with what we do today. So I shared with you these conversations and this networking activity that I just gave you today. I did this 10 years ago. I did this 20 years ago. We're still doing it today. My team does it for me, but we're still doing it. I'm not about teaching you something where you have to change course all the time and recreate and start over. That's what's different about me. Automation and funnels, technology, and specific platforms, that you don't own those things. They change every day. If you put all your eggs in that basket, when those things change, you're starting over again. I don't teach you how to do that. Okay. So those are just a few examples of the way that I teach, and the type of character I have is what makes me different than my people who do what I do. They might teach you sales in a different way. They're going to talk about it differently. They're going to teach it to you differently. I'm also not an aggressive salesperson. I'll tell you right now, it's not my job to get you to do anything. If you come to me and you tell me you want help with sales, then I'm going to tell you I have a program. And if you don't want to buy it, that's up to you. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to say, what is your life going to look like if you don't do it? I'm not going to say, go get a mortgage out, take a second loan. Not my problem. You go get yourself ready and come back to me when you're ready to have an experience, right? I'm not an aggressive salesperson. I will hold space for you, but it's not my job to do the work for you. It's not my job to get you transformation. It's not my job to get you ready. You come to me already saying, damn girl, you're my coach. How do we sign up? And then we'll talk, right? Like, again, that's my approach. I do sales differently. I also don't get on sales calls. We can have a sales conversation right in the DMs, close it right there. 100% of our sales happen in the DM for the past 5 years. I don't think we have any sales calls where that's where the sale takes place. And in fact, I haven't had a sales call in 5 years, right? But here's the thing, they close great. I can teach you how to convert around 80% of your calls. I just choose not to do it anymore because I don't have to. I don't want to. I do business my way. And I'm telling you that you could close in the DMs, you could close on live video, you could close on the calls, you can do all three or you can do one. It don't matter. I could teach you how to close any which way you want. But what I'm telling you is you get to choose. That's another way I do business differently. I'm not going to tell you come in my program and do what I do. I'm going to tell you come in here and let's figure out your way and I'll show you how to spin it into your own thing using my sales strategy, right? Does that make sense? All right, Carrie, yes, go have dinner. That's great. Okay. Hillary said, I'm someone that loves to know details about offers though, and I'm a serious buyer. I mean, yeah, you totally answer the question. I tell everybody about my program, right? I tell everybody about what my program is so they can make a decision. Sarah said, we are the inventor of how we do it. Yes, not what you do, but how you do it. Yep. Yeah, Lon, another example of the benefit. Yeah, like, okay, I can help you get more clients. What is the benefit of getting more clients? Okay, maybe getting more clients, you create more conversations and you get really good at talking about what you do. Well, what is the benefit of that? Is that I convert more of my conversations. Okay, let's see. I want to lose weight. Great. What is the benefit of losing weight? Well, I get healthier. What's the benefit of getting healthier? Well, because I end up being able to run around and play with my kids without getting out of breath. Or maybe it's because I could get into that bikini and feel good in my body. Those are benefits, right? Those are the sellable ones. People aren't buying weight loss, guys. People are not buying weight loss. They're buying the outcome of losing the weight. Maybe it is, I'm going to help you get confident. Great. What's the benefit of getting confident? Well, you're going to have better, healthier relationships. Cool. What's the benefit of having a healthier relationship? Well, you're going to have the balls to go and ask for that promotion at work. Cool. You're going to make more money. Going to be in a better position, right? Or maybe it's that you're going to find your soulmate. You have a better relationship. You feel more confident. You can find your soulmate, right? So those are the types of things, okay? It's those last things that people buy, okay? Yeah, Lon said it goes down in the DMs, 100%. It can go down however you want, in the DMs, on the sales call, on my video. I could sell you guys right now. I'm not going to, but I could. I could make an invitation right here. I could put an invitation right here and sell right here on this video today. I'm not going to, but I could, right? You sell any way you want. You could do it however you want. There could be people that watch this and then come to us and say, hey, holy cow, that was amazing. How do I work with Ann? And that could be a sales conversation. It would probably take place in the DM and boom, that's where it would happen, right? Sarah said 4 billion people and 46,000 coaches. That leaves 175,000 people just for me. Yeah. Let me tell you this, guys. You're going to have more people. There's more potential clients for you on Facebook alone than you will ever be able to serve. Just look at it that way. So there's more than enough clients and money to go around. You'll never be able to serve them all. That's how much there are. Okay. There's no shortage. Yeah. You're welcome, Lon. Has this been helpful for you guys? Listen, doing a free workshop, link is above. This is what we're talking about. We're talking about sales, talking about visibility. We're talking about confidence. We're talking about pricing. We're talking about networking, getting out there and growing your audience. We're talking about sales conversions. In fact, I'm going to show you guys on that workshop. I think it's day 3 or day 4. I'm going to actually walk you through how I host, well, if I did a sales call today, how I would host it, how I used to host them when I worked with David Nagel in my own company. I'm going to actually walk you through an actual sales conversation from conversation straight to close. It's going to be extremely valuable if you are anybody that wants to boost your confidence around sales and money, and you want sales to just be easier, right? You want it consistent, but you want it easier. Meaning, yes, I get sales. Yes, I'm making some money, but it's hard. It's heavy. It feels kind of, my confidence isn't 100%. I want more, right? Maybe I want better, higher level clients. I want more people. I want people to come to me bought in. And like you just said, I want people to come to me already bought into what I do. I don't want to convince and negotiate and educate. I don't want to have to do that to get the sale. This is the workshop, guys, for you. The link is above, and Sydney can drop it below. You guys can get in touch with Sydney. She'll set you up. She's the community manager in the group. She's the concierge over in the community and in the free group and the workshop. So the workshop's being held in a pop-up group, guys. So yeah, you got to connect with us or register to get over there. But if anything like what we're just talking about or anything I just said, if that's what you guys are wanting to experience, it's a free workshop, okay? We definitely want you over there, regardless of where you're at, because trust me, I can help you make more money. I can help you close higher and better and a lot easier in a more feel-good way, for sure, okay? It's what I do. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. I'll see you over in the workshop. Bye, guys.